What a fucking mess. Oh, what a fucking mess here. It's 2 a.m. Yeah. Oh, 2:30. Almost. And I've just delivered the painting to Queen Akarithi, whatever, the Sentinel Queen. I did use the painting. I saw the scene. But I lied to the Queen when she asked whether I used it. Nah, of course not. Oh, you're very obedient, that's nice. So she likes me a bit more. I've tried the other option, and she likes me a bit less. When I do that, I say, that's not for you. You're very, whatever. Anyway, after that, I did some shopping and banking because I was filled with loot and money, and now I'm in a I accepted the Fighters Guild quest to find a giant in a dungeon, some dungeon near the coast with an unpronounceable name. I don't know. The caverns of Anyway, when I entered the cave, the dungeon, I heard a giant, so I thought, well, that's easy, it's pretty close. And I recognized a bit when I walked a little through a door, and I thought, oh, I'm right over over the thing with the pyramid. So it could be there or there or there. I know where the quest locations are usually, where they can turn up. And I made a note to myself, well, it might be hidden inside the statue. So, because I had done a previous quest where a Daedroth was stuck inside a statue, so you couldn't see the Daedroth. You could hear it, and I've been checking everywhere, all the vertical locations. I couldn't find it, and suddenly a glitch showed me where it was. And then the only option I had was shoot arrows at it. Well, but while I was wondering, the giant I had heard first faded away, so I knew I was moving away from that giant. I thought, nah, well, never mind. I know where I came from, so I'll go back there and kill the giant, but first loot a bit. And I entered the cave with 20,000 gold in my wallet, because when I left it was in the middle of the night. So I thought, well, I can't wait for the bank to open, but I have accepted the quest, and it's only 8 days. So I thought, well, I'll give it a chance. Well, when the sound of the giant had faded away, suddenly from a totally different direction I heard a giant. Well, what the fuck? Did he wander around? And I ran into it, bumped into it, killed it, but no notification. So I wandered on and I heard another giant. So I'm looking for a giant in a dungeon filled with giants, a specific giant. I've often heard Lethal Flailfist and Grimmeth say, "Fuck you, game." I never thought I'd say it as well, but I do. Fuck you, game. But I like it. It's no problem. There are certain locations which are quest locations. You recognize them by now. At least I've been playing these dungeons quite a lot now, so I know where they are. Well, I don't know where they are, but I recognize them when I see them, and when there's a giant there, it's a big chance that it is the giant that I'm looking for. But then I wonder, the quest mentioned a farmer, a nearby farmer, whose cattle was being killed by a giant, a specific giant. But these caverns are filled to the brim with giants. Why is that the only giant that kills the cattle? And why does that solve the problem? You don't want to think too deeply about things in Daggerfall. No. You lose your mind, you lose your wits, you lose everything. But it's fun, it's fun. It's a masochistic kind of fun. And right now I'm in a location where there's a couple of shafts up and down, and I nearly fell to death a couple of times. But this girl has got a lot of health, so it's hard to die from even the steepest fall. And there's this room with wheels that open a grid. With a wheel that opens the grid, and there's another, what you call it, switch that does something else. Maybe it opens the grid to yet another location, I don't know. There is a grid, I saw it, I have touched it, so it's on the map, but I can't make out whether it's up or down now, and I seem to have forgotten how I came into that room. Well, it was a long climb, that I remember, with a couple of falls, drops. Thank you, Regenerate. In the previous dungeon there was a mage quest. I was looking for a mummy. And that dungeon was not filled with mummies. No. There were, well, maybe 25, 30 leeches. And there was one room, there were 3 leeches in it. She killed all of them. No problem. no problem killing 3 leeches. Level 14. Which is nice. So she's no longer afraid of vampire ancients, leeches, Daedric lords, Daedra lords, but by now the humanoids are getting stronger, and her worst enemy at this point is overconfidence. Postponing healings because one thinks, wow, what the heck, I can handle this, and these hits can be very strong. So her health is her only armor, her only defense against death, and there is another defense against magical destruction, and that's her spell absorption. So saving Magica is a dumb idea. You have to have enough to cast 1 or 2 regenerates, but when you get hit by a magical blast, the spell absorption only works when there is spare room in the Magica department. Magical damage will be converted to the Magica. If there isn't any room, you get the full hit, a full blow. And even though her health is 450, 2 of those blows can kill her. And one of those leeches had a Daedric longbow. That's the mightiest bow in the game. She left it on the ship. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want to use it. She's still using the mithril short bows, which are decent weapons. They are capable of hurting Daedra, and that's enough for me. If I use too strong a bow, I don't train the skill enough to my liking. So that's basically it. It's hard to eat, to bite when your tooth is loose, and to chew when you have no you call it gum anymore. But I'm hungry, so I have to eat a bit. And then my metabolism will hopefully bring me, will use the blood in my brain so that I can sleep for a couple of hours. I really hope I can. Last night was a nightmare. I went to bed early. I couldn't sleep. 4 a.m. I was still awake. And 7 a.m. the alarm went off, so I had to go to my work. And it was a fine day. It really was a fine day. I had considered calling in to say I'm sorry, I haven't slept very well. I'm not coming. But I thought, no, fuck you, man. No. You can't do that. So I went in and it was a beautiful day. No. Well, what more can we say? I don't know. I think this is it. I'll finish this. See, I have to break the bread because I can't bite it anymore. Well, but I still can chew it somehow. It's not really painful, but it's not a pleasant feeling. And I want to keep this tooth as long as I can, so I take care not to overuse it. That's why I'm putting my finger against it when I'm chewing, so it doesn't go loose, break off. It's bound to happen, it's about to happen, it's gonna happen one of these months. It will be gone. Or maybe one of these years, I don't know how long it has. But on the other hand, I don't know how long I have, so why bother? Why pull it out? Maybe it survives me. Who knows? You never know. Life is short and then you die. See, this is broken, but this is my favorite knife. I still remember how I broke it. It was not the best day of my life. Peanut butter. The cheapest peanut butter in NL. And probably the best. Whole wheat bread. Factory whole wheat bread. Very good. €1 minus 1 cent. So it's okay. I thought I had a cup of coffee somewhere, but I can't find it. Maybe it's upstairs. Find the giant, he said, and kill it. You have 8 days. Travel time was only 1 day, so Tesoparat or Tasoparat in Sentinel. The fighters trainers. And there are orcs as well, but somehow all of them are hostile. But the funny thing is, I just got the notification that my giantish had leveled up. Yeah. So this lady is becoming quite a linguist. Well, giantish was 3 or 4 maybe. It's not a huge skill. It's not something I'll waste 1400 gold on to train it. But if it happens, I'm okay with it. I'm thinking a bit about a linguist kind of new hero, but she'll have to have critical hit, hand-to-hand archery as a first, a primary skill. That's my basic way to start any class. Hand-to-hand bow, so you can switch bum 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 between range and close without any delay. And the bow, well, it has proven its value several times, lots of times, maybe even. But with a Daedroth inside that statue, I have no idea whether it would have worked with another weapon, with a close weapon. But the bow did it. I don't know what kind of destructive magic to use. I hardly ever use destructive magic. And this is totally different than in Morrowind, where I use it a lot. And I hardly use my crossbow. Epic crossbow. And Morrowind somehow is a bit a thing of the past, it seems, and the future, of course. But I haven't played it in 2 weeks, maybe. Oh, well, whole wheat bread and peanut butter. Ideal. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Bye-bye. More. Oh. More where that came from. Chaos. Water and paracetamol. I do anything to get some sleep. And this is one of those things. I don't use it against pain. Well, when I'm in pain I use it, but it's not that I'm having pain now. I'll refill it. With half a liter of water and two 500 milligram pills of tablets. It's chaotic here. It's totally chaos. There's the bottle. And 1, 2. That's that. So. Shake it. My cocktail shaker. Okay, it's fine. It will be fine in a couple of minutes. And what will I be doing until then? I think I'll end this video with a wholehearted cheers, my lads and ladies, lassies. Ah. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I know. What a fucking mess. A lot of cleaning up to do and tidying up. And I will. It's gonna be a music festival at the other side of the lake, which will be quite annoying. It will be quite distracting from virtual realities like Daggerfall and Morrowind, so I think that would be a nice opportunity to do some cleaning up with the music from Cradle of Filth playing loudly while I'm working my ass off. So, bye for now. Bye bye. Bye, see you next time. Half an hour. Almost half an hour. Well, still 1 minute left, so I shut up, but make the video decide when it's finished. Cheers. Ja, dat was een leuk filmpje. Ja, eens een keer wat anders, een beetje eten en zo, dat mag ook wel eens gebeuren. Maar zien ze anders nooit, dan denken ze, die man die eet eigenlijk helemaal nooit, maar dat is wel zo. Zo. Veel brood, veel te veel brood eigenlijk, vergeleken met groentes en zo. Gaat hij alweer ruiken.